I knew it all the time.
Here's the game ball.
Sugar on it!
The Auburn Football Review with Coach Pat Dye. Brought to you by the Colonial Company. And by Pepsi-Cola and your local Pepsi-Cola bottler. And by Long's Electronics, tomorrow's electronics today. And by Sunnyland, put a little sun on your bun. And by Federated Guarantee, life insurance for the ones you love.
A beautiful autumn Saturday in Athens, Georgia, and a sweet Auburn victory, 13-7. Congratulations.
Thank you, Phil, and it was a beautiful day. And
autumn came late, but it was just right.
It did, and Sue was telling me last night, she said, you probably didn't see it, but in Sanford Stadium, when the sun went down, the sunset was orange and blue. And she said, I knew something good had to happen. But it was a great day for our football team, our coaching staff, and Auburn people. It was a hard-fought game. It was one that everybody knew exactly how it was going to be. And it was one up front. And hand-to-hand combat. There wasn't anything fancy about it. There was a little passing on both sides, but certainly helped us in our cause throwing the football, and Georgia too got them in the end zone. But really and truly, Georgia's a running football team that plays great defense, and we're primarily a running football team that plays great defense, and it boiled down to really our defense was better than theirs. Our defense was better than their offense, and you got to give Georgia a lot of credit. And Coach Dewey and his staff have done a great job in having them in position to win the conference championship. Mm-hmm. And they had a chance to win at the end, but it wasn't to be yesterday. Our football team, Phil, and a lot of people have made a big issue out of winning the big games and this, that, and the other. But that's the ones you play for. I mean, you play a season of 11 games, but you got 4 or 5 in there that are the ones that make or break your season.
And you played no turnovers.
No turnovers, and that was the difference in the ball game.
As you said it would be.
Last year it was we turned it over twice. They didn't turn it over any. We lost 5 points, and yesterday they turned it over twice. We didn't turn it over any, and that was a big difference.
One of the things that impressed me about it too was the way the Georgia players played. Some of the Georgia seniors, that is the Auburn players from Georgia, played their best games.
Well, it was a great football game, and you're going to see in the film that individual effort was unbelievable on some of them. Part Jeff Jackson, I'm sure, played the best game he's ever played at Auburn. Quincy Williams had some great plays. Doug Smith just had 3 tremendous plays defensively that I know of right now. The fumble caused, the interception caused, and the 4th down when he stopped them. So there's a lot of stars out there, and Greg Carr had another outstanding day. Gerald Robinson, secondary, played well. Bo had a great day running the football, and the offensive line had to do a good job. And of course, as always, Randy was near flawless in his operation at quarterback, and that's a result of just a youngster that's grown and matured and developed into a really outstanding quarterback. It's a great leader for us, and I'm just happy for the players and the coaching staff that has worked so hard and set their goals, and it's one thing to set them, but it's something else to reach them. And we still got one to go. There's a mighty big one on our schedule, and we're going to get them off this week and kind of rest up and heal up. And
I think they've earned it, wouldn't you say?
Well, nobody in the country has played one tougher than we have.
Right.
So, and early on, when the television people called about us moving the game back to the 3rd of December, 3 weeks is a long time to have off before you play a game. But I knew that with our schedule, we'd be bruised and battered and sore and at this time, so I'm delighted to death that we have the 3 weeks before we play Alabama.
Let's go into the post-game dressing room right now, and as you can imagine, it was a lot of fun.
You played yourself a game of a lifetime, didn't you?
Yeah, it was about time. I mean, I hadn't had one like this all year.
And it couldn't happen no better time than now against Georgia.
How do you feel about it? Going home now.
Sweet. How about them dogs?
I got a feeling.
Oh, yeah.
The Tigers going to the Sugar Bowl. I got a feeling. The Tigers going to the Sugar Bowl.
It's my job to stay underneath, and we got a man over the top. And so that was hanging a little bit, let him get a little bit in front of me where I can bait the quarterback in the throwing, and he did. I wanted to intercept it, but I missed. I said, I'll just knock it down.
Hey, which one of you guys is Rod Middleton?
What? I'm getting a little time? Oh, no. I said, how about them Tigers? That's what I'm going to say.
How do you feel now? It's taking a long time to do it.
I don't know. I ain't come down yet. I don't know. It's great. Going to the Sugar Bowl. What they were doing is they were sending about 3 or 4 guys on Tommy Age at fullback, trying to stop him. They had the linebacker and the defensive tackle in the end all keying on him, because that was our big play last week. Auburn? Hey, yes. We're going to be #1.
It's just something we practice before the game and every day at practice. It's when you got to have to catch the ball first, and I was going to run with it before I caught it. And then I decided, after I seen I was fumbling it, I just concentrated on the ball and just stopped to get it.
And then when they scored the touchdown, everybody got uptight, and then they came back in that onside kick. You know, we know then, the only way for us to go to the Sugar Bowl was to win this game, and everybody just went out there and put their guts on the line. I was paying attention at all times, just waiting for them to check, But they had a lot of success, and I'm happy that,
I thank God that we won the way we played. I mean, you were there, and we didn't really execute our offense at all this second half. And Georgia's type of ball club where you nearly have to be perfect. I think the key of making up from not executing our offense was we didn't have any turnovers, Phil, and Georgia had 2, and that was the big, effect in the game.
Tommy's 219 yards last year. They had to take away our fullback threat, and with them taking away that, it leaves us something else open. And I think Brandon did a great job, and he just pitched it, and the corners were there, and our split ends did a great job of blocking.
Think this team can win big games now?
Yeah, I knew it from the jump.
We got a lot of young guys, and they're growing and they're pulling together and seem to be having fun. That's what it's all about.
They're a great team, and I have all respect in the world for them, and I wish them good luck next year.
Where are you going tonight?
Back home to Atlanta.
How are you getting in that out pass?
Well, their corner lined up deep on our wideout, on Chris or Clayton or Trey, whoever happened to be out there. And the guy that's usually the strong safety was playing pretty close to the line of scrimmage. And it was a combo where I could look out and see where he was and choose between the sweep and the pass play. Early in the game, I chose the sweep a lot, and then later in the game, I started throwing the out pattern a lot. It was up. Coach Crow leaves that up to me.
Hi, I'm Pat Dye. I'd like you to meet my team, my banking team. I'm proud to be a director of Colonial Bank. Colonial has today's financial services, checking plus loans, insured investments, and retirement accounts for your future. Come meet the banking professionals at Colonial. Our strong lineup will make you want to bank with us.
Come with us to the future. Colonial Bank.
Sure is the prettiest team I ever coached.
Go, go, go.
Quick, get him up.
Go.
Quick, get him up. Quick.
Hard work coaching and more hard work. Auburn football, it's a thirsty business.
Watch all of your favorite shows, movies, and sporting events direct from the stars with this complete satellite system now at Long's Electronics for only $13.95. This excellent system includes this 10-foot parabolic antenna, KLM receiver, applica, LNA, and mount. Write Long's Electronics for your free satellite catalog. That's Long's Electronics, Birmingham, Alabama 35210. Remember, for your free satellite catalog, write to Long's Electronics, Birmingham, Alabama.
It was the seniors representing our football team yesterday that we pushed Pat Arrington and Lionel James out front to call the toss, and
which they lost first, only second time this year.
what I guess and what we had to receive, didn't we?
Right.
Because they chose to take the ball in the half, and
I wondered if you decide to kick anyway.
you know what we did to come out the second half. We gave Georgia the ball and the win, so we would have the win in the fourth quarter. And of course, as a first play drive, we had the ball right here, and we move it pretty good. We come down the field and make a nice pitch to Lionel and come back and throw the ball out in the flat, pick up a key first down. Bo makes a nice run here. We're getting it down close.
But you have to give it up, miss a long field goal.
Long field goal, and the ball actually hit the corner of the goalpost. We started out playing defense from the beginning, and there's a great play right there by Doug Smith, and we were really concerned about the last thing, keeping the ball on the option, and we'd worked very hard to keep him from cutting down the running lanes. He'd like to turn back up inside, and there's Lionel breaking a tackle and making some miss and picking up 4 or 5 yards.
Taking this from the end now after the turnover.
That's Randy. Great job out there by Pat Arrington blocking the linebacker, and Randy picks up another first down. Bo is running here, and this is a great run, folks. I think that run right there probably convinced Georgia folks and Georgia team that Bo is a great running back. Right here, just watch it. He just runs through it, powers through it.
Leaves 2 there,
and another one there. He runs out of that one, and they finally drag him down.
And then watch this. Bo gets a big block out here on the corner.
This is Randy pitching to Lionel, and Bo knocks his guy down the offensive line. I think Ron Middleton had a nice block on the linebacker there, had him walled off inside, and Lionel gets a little victory ride.
And sugar on him. Sugar cubes in the end zone.
Feel my cough is trying to come back on me a little bit. Here's a great play right here by Jimmy Warren. They had him beat a little bit, but Jimmy played it perfect. He reached up, and just as the ball got there, and caught his hand and pulled it down just like he coached him to. They just didn't have any running room at all yesterday, and here's a great play. They run the comeback and run the quarterback draw, and last thing runs up inside, and Pat Thomas makes a play. Here's just a little handback misdirection play we run, and Bo picks up and makes a nice gain.
12 yards. 3rd and 7 play.
Looking, comes back to Jeff Parks on a kind of a throwback route, and Jeff picks up a first down.
So I had to go for it on 4th down here.
Yes, we did, and I don't know, that play is really designed to get the ball pitched, and Randy felt like the folks ran upfield and took the pitch away from him, but they stopped us on 4th down. Fine play by Gerald Robinson. And we had tremendous respect for Clarence Kay going in the game. And I know Quincy Williams and Gerald Robinson and John Daly and Kevin Green, our defensive ends, must have had to play outstanding because Georgia just had no running room whatsoever on the sweep or the sprint draw or whatever they came over there with. Fine throw and catch by Randy and Clayton comes back on the reverse, and Georgia does a good job of playing it. We still gain 3 or 4 yards.
1st and 10.
We're going on down and make a first down. Here's a fine play by Randy and Bo. Acceleration. Randy and Bo do some mysterious things out there with that ball. Some way they pitch it and handle it.
The guy was covered. Tight end was covered on this play.
Yeah, we were trying to finesse them there. That works sometimes. When it works, it looks great, and when it doesn't, it looks kind of silly. So that one looked kind of silly, but we get a field goal out of it, and it's 10-0. It was a great play by Jeff Jackson. We forced the quarterback to pitch the ball, and Jeff gets outside on the option and makes a play, and it was for no gain. Good pressure right there by Quincy Williams, and forces Lestinger to hurry his throw a little bit, and I believe that might have been Todd Williams, the backup quarterback. Pitching to Tron Jackson, and David King comes up and makes a nice play on it. There's John Daly and Doug Smith and David King and Greg Carr. Great play right there. I'm not sure. Was that a 4th down?
Stop him on 3rd and 3 there.
3rd and 3 and forced him to have to punt.
This is the next series here.
Here's another outstanding play right there by Victor Beasley, and Victor did a great job of deflecting the pass without getting pass interference. Here's the pressure. Again, Ben Thomas comes over and makes a play.
3rd and 5.
Again, Greg Carr knocks it down. And you can see that our defense is just, they're around the football and just doing a great job. Here's a key play in the drive for the field goal right before the half.
This drive started with 1:25 left in the half at the 35-yard line.
I don't know, that must have been a 20-yard run by Randy.
And he got out of bounds, too.
And come back and throw the middle to Tim Jesse. You can see we're using a kind of a double wing set here, and come back and throw the screen pass. And we're a wishbone football team, but we have the ability to spread folks out and use our running backs in the passing game. I think both caught 4 passes last night. split ends. We got a lot of formations that we can go to. And just having the threat of lining up in that full house, you know, gives people problems getting ready to play us defensively.
13-0 at the half. We'll be back in just a minute.
Mom, it's me. I've been accepted to medical school. Oh, Mom, I can't believe it.
I never had a doubt.
Mom, I've wanted this since I was 9 years old.
And used to doctor the dog.
Poor Missy. Mom, now that Dad's gone, can we afford medical school?
Don't worry. Your dad knew how much you wanted this. He made sure he had enough Federated Guarantee life insurance to take care of me and see you through school.
Daddy loved us so much.
Federated Guarantee Life Insurance. Available only from your Farm Bureau agent.
When they asked me to do a testimonial for Sunday Lamb meat, I said, sure, my whole family uses it. We put a little sun on our bun because we know it tastes great. I think they put more quality in it, and they give you lots of choices. So put a little sun on your bun. Maybe one day you can testify.
Put a little sun on your bun.
Sunny Lamb.
Your family's dream, a nice new home to live in. But the dream will fade away if you can't live with the payments. Your Better Homes and Gardens real estate member can help. We can guide you to good values, assist with financing, and help turn your dream home of tomorrow into your address today. We're the real estate service that grew out of Better Homes and Gardens magazine. Call Louder Realty, Better Homes and Gardens.
Go, go, go.
Quick, 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 get him up.
Go.
Quick, quick, get him up, quick, 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 quick.
Hard work coaching and more hard work. Auburn football, it's a thirsty business.
You couldn't have hoped for any better situation defensively at the half. Georgia had made 57 yards total and only 3 first downs.
Well, you know, we had to make a decision at the half, Phil, and I knew the game would get into the fourth quarter and be won in the fourth quarter. I felt like it would be, even though I felt comfortable with the lead we had, and we were playing well and moving the football and playing well on defense. So we made a decision to go ahead and give them the ball and the win in the third quarter, which would give us a win in the fourth quarter. And you know, and if we need to win with a field goal, we'd have the advantage.
The great Auburn band. Isn't it great to have the band on the road?
Well, Sue said the band won the contest too, and but they always do. So, they've done a great job as that Georgia Bulldog.
Their opening series, third quarter.
They come back and
no,
move
this
the
is their
football
second
right here.
series. You stopped them.
They moved the ball and made a couple of first downs. There's a great play by Jeff Jackson, and you can see Tron Jackson, another that tailback. Tommy Powell comes up and makes a play. Quincy Williams getting pressure there. Great tackle in the open field right there by Greg Carr. Now that's not easy to do, to come out there and tackle a gifted running back in the open field like that.
This is their third series of the quarter.
That's a great play by David King right there, and of course that's one of those judgment calls where we didn't think it was pass interference, but the official did, and that's the human element in it. They come back, but you can see that they just don't have much running room, and the defense is swarming the football. And great play right here by Jimmy Warren and Jeff Jackson again.
4th and 1 coming.
I tell you what, great play by Doug Smith. Just took McIntyre, the All-American tackle there, and bent him over backwards and forced him back into the quarterback. And you know, I think that Doug probably played his best game yesterday, and I know that Jeff Jackson did. And Greg calls his normal self, and here we take the ball and move a little bit. And they do a good job. As Freddie Gilbert, that great defensive end, making the play on Randy, and we leave the ball on the ground, but get it back. They come back on defense. We come back on defense, and here's Jim Bone makes an outstanding play on last thing of the quarterback. Again, there's pressure. There's fine play by Quincy Williams. I don't know, we hit several balls last night and knocked them down and so forth. And
pressure makes him overthrow that pass. So Auburn takes the ball, and they have it at the 40 now. This is 2nd down, 5 play at the 40, going the other way.
Randy did an excellent job of throwing the football last night. That's to Chris Woods, and of course Georgia plays a 3 deep and gives you the quick stuff on the outside. There's a little misdirection play again with Bo. As Randy running option.
Run around Thurston.
Lionel missed the block, which he doesn't normally do, but Randy made him miss, which he normally doesn't do. There's Bo running this misdirection again and picks up 6 to 8 yards. We're going to take this one down and have a chance for a field goal here.
Watch this. This is a
This
crazy
is a
play.
great alert play by Bo. That guy tips it up in the air and Bo catches it and turns it into at least not a bad play. I think Allen felt like he made that field goal, and of course the officials got a lot better view of it standing down on the goalpost, and you know the distance factor there you can't judge it. But as another outstanding play by Doug Smith, tipped that ball and made him take a little off of it, and Jeff Jackson comes up with the interception, and we're back in business at the 30-yard line. As a fine throw and catch to Clayton Buford, and Randy throwing and Clayton catching. And
3rd and 5 here.
Lionel runs a sweep and they stop us, and again have an opportunity to kick a 30-yarder, and this time it was not close. Either one of those could have put the ball game out of reach for Georgia, because it would have made it 16 to nothing, and the way our defense had been playing, it would have been near impossible for them to
That guy is a good receiver.
make it up. He is a good receiver, and of course Lestinger's got great poise as a quarterback, and they're going to take this one down to score now. It's tackled by Jeff Jackson. We're still getting a little pressure, just a little bit there from being a great play defensively to a great play offensively. But again, Georgia converted, they executed, did what they had to do, and they come back and hit a big split-in Archer for the touchdown, and it's 13-7.
That's another one of those quarterbacks that can't throw.
Right, and this is an onside kick, and the ball takes that big high bounce like they always do, and Jeff Park goes up, and I believe that ball hit Jeff on the shoulder pad. He just didn't quite get enough of it, and Georgia comes up with the ball at their own 45-yard line. And we come with pressure right here. There's John Daly, and Quincy Williams ends up making a sack along with Greg Carr.
Put him in a hole.
Again, we go to a 3-man rush. They hit one of the backs, and we in good position there to knock him out of bounds. We're mixing up our rushes here. There's fine pressure by Dye Altman and the defensive ends, and again, Greg Carr makes a play out there on the fine split in the open field in this 3rd down. Now,
4th down,
4th
16.
Down. We went to a man underneath. Jimmy Warren makes a great play, and the game is over. Randy runs out the clock, and now they're singing and celebrating in the dressing room.
This game had some parallels to a game you played on the other side of the ball back in 1959.
Well, you know, the score of that one was 14-13, and it was, I'd say, you know, by different players at a different time and a whole lot less ability. Probably was just as hard fought as that one was last night, and of course,
turnovers made the difference too.
Well, that's right. Turnovers made the difference in the other one. It was Auburn kicked 2 field goals, and we had our fullback backed into our punter, and Auburn got the ball at the 2-yard line and scored. That's the way they scored. We ran a punt back for a touchdown, and then had about a 40-yard drive at the end to win the game.
You failed to mention that you recovered a fumble to set up that drive.
That's not important. What's important that Auburn won yesterday. Right. Oh goodness, it was a lot of fun, and I think that, you know, it's something that was, I think, well deserved. Our players, seniors particularly, they didn't come to Auburn to win a conference championship, and they didn't come to win a national championship, but with the faith that they've had in our program and our philosophy when we came in 3 years ago, and without question, the ones that are still here worked and believed and had a dream and had a goal, and now it's all within reach, and part of them have already been reached, and that just thrills you to death to be a small part of that.
We'll be back in just a minute.
Today you need a new bank to take you to the future. with energetic leadership and the resources to meet the banking challenges ahead. A bank with your tomorrows in mind today. Coming up with new ideas, new plans and innovations. A strong new bank ready for the future. Today's bank is Colonial Bank. Come with us to the future.
Watch all of your favorite shows, movies, and sporting events direct from the stars with this complete satellite system, now at Long's Electronics for only $13.95. This excellent system includes this 10-foot parabolic antenna, KLM receiver, applica, LNA, and mount. Write Long's Electronics for your free satellite catalog. That's Long's Electronics, Birmingham, Alabama 35210. Remember, for your free satellite catalog, write to Long's Electronics, Birmingham, Alabama.
Dad, I'm glad to be back home. I really love this place.
One day it'll be yours. I've made sure of that. You'll be the 4th generation.
I know you worked hard to keep this land.
I've seen too many families lose their land because there wasn't enough money to take care of expenses. That won't happen to you. I have Federated Guarantee Life Insurance to give you the money you need when you inherit this farm.
You'll always be here, Dad.
Federated Guarantee Life Insurance. Available only from your Farm Bureau agent.
Well, that was late in the afternoon. I guess Hall Thompson watched it on television. He wasn't on the golf course.
Well, you know, Mr. Thompson and a group of men from Shoal Creek came down to Auburn the other day, and they're traveling all over the state of Alabama, working on the PGA tournament next year at Shoal Creek. And, you know, I've played golf at Shoal Creek. I've been around Shoal Creek. I'm not much of a golfer. But, you know, I think that it is absolutely one of the greatest things that's happened to Alabama is the PGA Tour coming to Shoal Creek, because Shoal Creek is certainly one of the show places here in the state of Alabama, and Mr. Thompson and that group is working very hard to make it a first-class affair, and I can assure you that everything Hall Thompson does is first class, and I certainly hope that everybody in the state of Alabama is going to support this tournament and the efforts that they're making, because it will be a great thing for the state of Alabama. I grew up around the Masters, and Shoal Creek is a show place in Alabama, just like the Augusta National is in Georgia, and it's just a great way for us to promote the state of Alabama.
The UAB-Auburn basketball game the night before the Alabama-Auburn game, going for a record crowd for basketball in that game. The tickets are $6, $5, and $4. Coliseum Ticket Office, Birmingham, Auburn Athletic Department, and all Pizzit stores throughout the state have tickets. We want to set a record for that game.
Will we have a show next week?
We'll be on in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Week before the Alabama-Auburn game, so join us then.
The Auburn Football Review with Coach Pat Dye has been brought to you by the Colonial Company, and by Pepsi-Cola and your local Pepsi-Cola bottler, and by Long's Electronics, tomorrow's electronics today, and by Sunnyland, put a little sun on your bun, and by Federated Guarantee, life insurance for the ones you love.
Is yours. This has been a production of WSFA TV Sports.